friends, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Sonja, and in today's video we are going to be spring cleaning and decorating my dining room. This used to be my formal dining room, but ever since the reno we do use it every single night to eat dinner together. So first things first, I took everything off the shelves, stored away all the Easter decor, and then moved on to cleaning. And I'm starting off with cleaning this window. I take the screens off. I'm putting all my screens upstairs. I'm going to clean them in my walk-in shower. I just want to do them all at once, and then once they're nicely cleaned and dried, I'm going to be putting them all back together at once. So for cleaning the window, the little dark spots in the window, I am going to be using Method Cleaner. It is the mold and mildew one. And then for cleaning the window, I'm going to use the Spray Away spray cleaner. This has worked so well on my windows and the mirror in the previous rooms, and that obviously I'm continuing in using it. So I spray this and I leave it on a little for about 5 minutes just to loosen up everything, and then I use a little brush just to get into all the little crevices and then wipe it away with some paper towel, and that's it. That seems to take away all of the buildup that's on here. I'm curious if you guys started your spring cleaning. What kind of areas do you usually spring clean? Windows are my number one area that I do more so than anything else, because I'm actually able to do it from inside and out at this time of the year.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind.
Now that looks much better. And now I'm going to move on to dusting my hutch. I typically just dust around the decor. I don't remove decor every week that I dust, but I do remove it every time I am changing over the decor. That way it gets a proper clean seasonally. So as you can see, it is a little bit dusty here, and I'm using a Method all-purpose cleaner in sea salt and lime scent, and this just makes the room smell so clean and fresh. I used to move the furniture out as well and clean the baseboards behind it, but I am kind of over that. I just make sure that all the baseboards everywhere else are clean, but right behind the furniture, it is what it is.
You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
We are just starting now to get some spring-like weather, and some of you I know live in different areas of the world and maybe had a spring already for a couple months and are over it. If that's you, I did share some summer decorating ideas. It's a marathon where I put together all of my summer decorating videos from last year together in one video, so it gives you tons of summer inspiration, lots of lemons, lots of bright cheerful colors. So if you are, like I said, over spring and want to just hop on over to summer, make sure you check that video out. I will link it at the end, as well as up in the sky for you to check it out. And now I have moved on to my little bar cart. This thing needed dusting like it was nobody's business. It was quite dusty. And once I was done dusting the bar cart, I did move on to my chandelier and dusted and wiped that all as well. I even wiped the light bulbs. The only advice that I have to give you is if you're wiping your light bulbs and you have a cold wet rag, make sure your light bulbs are cold, not hot, because they will crack if you go with the opposite temperature on it.
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground.
And once I was done with dusting all the surfaces, I went ahead and started cleaning the floor and the walls. So I'm just vacuuming up this corner so that way I can wipe it clean, and the baseboards and the wall, and then I can put the bar cart back.
I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs.
So I'm using that all-purpose cleaner just to dust the top of the baseboards and top of the board and batten, and then I'm going to use my Joy Map to clean the walls and the panels going down. I do keep this mop just for wall cleaning, and I'm actually thinking about using them on my kitchen cabinets, so that way it's just nice and clean and it doesn't get all wrapped up with dog hair. I do find some of my other mops, no matter how much I clean it, there's always dog hair on it. But if I keep it from using it, refrain from using it on the floor, I think I can make sure that there's not that much hair on it. There's always hair everywhere, but at least less hair. So that way I keep that one for that, and I find that it works great because it wrings it out so well. I do have a link down below if you want to check it out yourself.
If I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
I always find that if you are spring cleaning your home, this is a good time to wipe down your fake plants as well, because the dust will settle. And let me tell you, ever since I started milling my own flour, the dust has increased in my house so much. So I'm finding that I have to dust way more often. Certain areas that I probably didn't have to dust maybe as often as I do now. I especially see it obviously in the kitchen on my fan. I used to wipe my fan maybe every other week, and now I'm finding that sometimes if I'm making bread or anything and I'm milling flour, I have to dust it every other day.
I know that I haven't been who I was. I am supposed to be the one you can trust. I feel so useless 'cause I let you down. I hope there's some way I can make it alright, 'cause I know that you deserve much more than this. If you give me one more chance, I swear I'll try my best to always be there. And I want you to know that I'm lost without you. I'm not without I've been so selfish and made you believe that you're not good.
So once all my areas have been cleaned and dusted, I move on to putting my decor back onto my hutch. And for these plates, again, this is another thing that I stopped doing. I used to wash everything, but I wash them after I use them, so I don't see the point of washing everything out of the cupboards again. So I am just the ones that are on the display, I just take a clean rag and I just wipe the dust off if there is any, and that's it. Just water and clean water, and that's it. And it seems to work just fine, instead of taking everything and washing it with soap and water and the whole process. So this is one thing that I have stopped doing. So once I add all the decor back, I am going to all the plates back, I'm going to add the decor as well.
I just don't know what to do if you go. I've been so selfish and made you believe that you're not good enough, but you're all I need. I take you places that you've never been. I would give you the world if you let me try again. Yeah, just give me one more chance. I swear I'll try my best to always be there. And I want you to know that I'm lost without you. I'm not without you.
I do feel that this hutch could use some sort of a vintage painting or a picture in the bottom shelf there, to kind of match the one on top, but I don't have one, so maybe that's something that I should keep an eye out when I go thrifting. I do feel that that spot feels a tad bit bare. I also did not add any plants or florals into these vases. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it that way, but for now, that's how it's going to stay. And now I'm going to move on to my bar card, and this took several attempts to get it right.
I can't know what you mean to me, 'cause I don't know what to do if you go. I just don't know what to do if you go.
Now, after adding the boxwood greens, I did feel that I didn't love it, so I went ahead and got these white flowers. I did pick these up at Michael's a few years back, and they were on the cheaper end of their florals, but I've been using them throughout the house for, like I said, a couple of years now, and I do love the way they look. And I think just how everything was shaping out, this was the best choice. Now I'm going to move on to my dining table and give it a good wipe down. I'm going to clean the top, the legs, the sides, and all the chairs. This is probably my least favorite thing to do. I just find it takes so much time, and I don't know, I just don't love doing this part. But let me tell you guys, I'm so glad that I had moved the kids out of eating at this table, the daycare kids, because they were here for several months, and the amount of dirt, because we did lunch and they also did crafts on this table, and even though I had a tablecloth, there were paint and Play-Doh stuck in crevices, food stuck in crevices, and it's just, I'm so glad that I had moved them to a smaller table that I can just keep for daycare purposes, and a lot easier to clean because I can scrub it with all sorts of things where I can't really take very what was it, porous items to this table. But yeah, so I'm glad I figured that one out.
Just give me one more chance. I swear I'll try my best to always be there. And I want you to know that I'm lost without you. I'm not.
So if you've been here on my channel for a while, you know I like to go into my garden and get greenery to put into my vases. I don't love the store-bought flowers, but I love branches and just random things out of the garden. So I went and I cut down, I have so my mother-in-law lives next door, and between two of our yards we have probably about 6 lilac bushes, and they are just starting to bud with leaves. So I went out and I cut down the ones that I knew I was going to need to cut down anyways, because they were maybe in a path, a walking path, and right at my eye level or the daycare kids' eye level. So I cut those off, and now I'm just cutting them to fit them into this vase. And this was a DIY project that I shared over on my DIY channel. It was a restoration hardware dupe. So if you want to check that out, make sure you head on over to my DIY channel to see that and a couple other ones that I duped. But I am just, like I said, cutting it down so I can add these branches, and I love the little leaves on it, and I think it's just screams spring, and I love the way it looks. And now it's been a few days since I've decorated when I'm editing this video, and the leaves had opened up even more, so it looks even better now. But this is a free thing, so if you have access to budding trees, or branches or bushes or whatever, bring them into your house, see how they look, because you might be surprised what the look that's gonna give you. It's gonna be something that you're gonna love. And to finish it all up, I'm going to vacuum up the floor, and then I'm going to also give it a good wash.
Don't need someone to save me, no, and don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think you said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in the car, let me see who you are, who you really are, yeah. Don't need you here to say you're sorry, 'cause if you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Don't take it slow, don't be gentle, no, I just gotta know if you're gonna leave me, then just do.
And here it is. I absolutely love the way this turned out, except the bottom shelf on a hutch. I do feel I need to get something. I think it's very spring, scream spring, with all the different greeneries that I have here. And yeah, and I like the earthy tones. It's just, I just love the way it turned out. Let me know what you think. Do you love it as much as I do, or is it just eh? Like I said, my space is my space. I do it up the way, makes me happy, and that's how should be your space. I'm just here to provide you with some inspiration or ideas, but you do you, and do what makes you happy. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.